Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your WWE SummerSlam 2022 preview and predictions. We have got 8 matches to preview and predict tonight. And John, I got to tell you, man, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all.
No, it isn't. And I'll tell you guys, my friend Angel had messaged me today, and I'd already shared this with Ashton, but I'll run it back for you guys. He messaged me like 5:45 this evening, and he's like, SummerSlam looks like crap. Y'all covering it? I said, laughing my fucking ass off. Yes, unfortunately, and I agree. And he said, damn shame. And yeah, it is a damn shame because I value my time, I value my life, I value good wrestling. And clearly, me and WWE are on two completely different pages. I will say, of this 8 match card, I'm really enthused about one match if they go the way that I would expect it to. The other match could have interesting implications, but I don't really care enough to want to see it. That would be Judgment Day versus the Mysterios, which we'll get to that. We'll get more in depth with all these when we formally begin predicting. Was really psyched for Usos Street Profits, but I hate that Jarrett's the referee. I just that no fucking need for that whatsoever. And everything else, yeah, honestly, I could do without it. I've seen Roman Brock enough times. Lashley Theory. Really, the bigger question is Theory going to cash in? And again, I'm sure we'll get into that. And McAfee, I love him. God knows I love him. And Corbin's actually a solid worker, but I don't really need to see that either. That doesn't scream SummerSlam at all to me. So when I think about my hype, if I'm really being truthful to myself, I'd say my hype is maybe a 4 out of 10.
I was
Maybe
going to say
4.5.
3.5. I would come in a half point below you again.
Yeah, this sucks. This really sucks. I'm offended we're even here, to be quite honest. This can eat my whole ass. Like if we're gonna do commentary, I'm at least gonna be honest about it. This is shit. This is utter dog shit. If you guys like wrestling and you're not sexist and you're open to women's wrestling, I highly recommend getting a subscription to Stardom World. The 5-star Grand Prix is starting fucking imminently. And I guarantee you, day one is gonna be better than most of this fucking card. So yeah, I guess let's get into previewing and predicting this. What match do you want to start with?
Well, before we do get into any of these matches, I just wanted to ask: is the one match that you're actually actively interested in Becky Bianca?
Yes, because I love them
Okay,
both.
yeah,
I think they've both been doing great work. Yeah.
we'll definitely react to that match, even if nothing else. And I, low key, I was thinking like if you were down, I mean, I'd be open to reacting to anything that you'd want to react to on top of this. But I was thinking we would react to McAfee Corbin because it is like a crazy like attraction match, and we love McAfee. And then the only other match that I really wanted to react to was Roman Brock because of like again like the fucking uh not attraction but like the event.
Possibility of Theory catching
Yeah,
him.
well, not even possibly. I mean, that's like a small part of it, but like the grandeur of it all, you know?
Yeah. I would just I think those two can have a like if I'm being serious and I'm getting out of my feelings, which with WWE it's hard to do because there's just so much hate. But if I'm getting out of my feelings, I think these two could have a solid last man standing match, maybe even a great one. But like when you've got somebody the level of Roman Reigns who has been killing it, and I just want him to drop the belt to somebody, preferably somebody I'd like, but who fucking knows, and somebody that's just the attraction that Brock Lesnar is, I'm expecting carnage, right? I'm expecting a barricade to be busted down. I'm expecting no announce tables to survive. I would even excuse a little bit of blood in this case, given the two people involved. I would want them to maximize the step, and I don't necessarily know if they will or not. That's kind of the open question for me. So I do think they could have a great match. It also doesn't help that we've seen it so many times, and Reigns beat Brock as recently as like WrestleMania. So I don't know, but I am open to if you want to watch that match. I am absolutely down to watch that match. You said McAfee Corbin because we love McAfee. That's true. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Honestly, again, I would kind of want to see Uso Street Profits, but I hate that Jeff Jarrett's in it, and I'm wondering what kind of fuck shit is that going to be?
Well,
Because I have a yeah.
literally Jeff Jarrett's existence in that match is precisely why I don't want to react to it because if he does any sus shit, I really don't want to have to deal with the discomfort of having to watch it and
But
react
like
to it.
I'm just gonna level with you. I'm right there with you, and I think it doesn't help either. And I know this isn't WWE's fault. That's why I said I'm going to level with you because I'm trying to compartmentalize and be mature about this. AEW's kind of fucked me up a little bit with the overbooking they've been doing recently with the JAS, and I really don't even want to get a whiff of overbooking potential for a tag title match that should more than speak for itself. Like, these are two genius fucking teams, and you've got Jeff Jarrett in there. It's like, why have a guy in there unless you were going to do some bullshit that really isn't needed? Really beginning to hate overbooking in my wrestling, and I'm saying way too much of it for my liking. But all right, what match do you want to talk about first?
I mean, let's try and work our way up from the absolute worst bullshit garbage, which in my mind is Logan Paul versus The Miz.
I just think Logan Paul wins here. Miz is the consummate pro. He
Yeah,
doesn't care about wins and losses. That dude is fucking made.
yeah,
He's going to do the job for Logan. Logan will look great. I'm sure he'll get a lot of mainstream press coverage, which WWE could use some positive coverage given what they're dealing with as of late. And everybody goes home with a nice payday. Logan Paul wins in a mostly harmless matchup.
yeah. Agree. And then we get to the next worst thing on this card: Bobby Lashley defending the U.S. title against Theory.
I just think Lashley retains because the bigger question is he's not going to regain the U.S. title, but is he going to win one of the world titles tonight?
Do you think
That being, when
Lashley
we're in
Theory is like
SummerSlam.
a squash match? Like Lashley beats Theory in like under 90 seconds or so?
I will tell you this: if that does happen, I think that definitely strengthens the odds of Theory cashing in because I
Yeah,
notice sometimes with cash-ins, if a briefcase holder has a short match or gets themselves DQ'd or even just loses, normally they always want to end their night on a high note, especially on a
yeah,
big four. When Seth Rollins cashed in, he lost in the opener to Randy Orton.
yeah,
So, yeah. I honestly I could see a squash match. I don't think it'll be a squash match because I don't think they want to bitch Theory out that hard. But I do think Lashley will retain.
yeah. Now we're getting into matches where we like elements of them, we just don't like enough about them to be, moved to watch them. The biggest one for me is Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey. I can't fucking believe that Liv Morgan won a championship and they managed to put her against one of the two or three worst possible opponents immediately on a pay-per-view that we're actually reacting to the point that we're not even going to react to the match because fuck everything about Ronda Rousey.
I mean, yeah. Um, I'm just going to get this out of the way as a means to protect myself and just to have it on the TwitWow record, so to speak. Fuck Ronda Rousey, so doubling down on what you said. And I'm saying this in the spirit of Liv losing because I'm terrified that her reign is just going to be so short. Because the thing was, they protected the fuck out of Ronda with the cash in because Natalia worked over the leg. And when she had Liv in the ankle lock, what did Liv kick? The bad leg. And she rolled her up.
Yeah.
So Ronda was hella protected. And to me, what that says is, and again, I would think that I'm being rational about this. I trust you to always call me out if you think I'm out of bounds. Is that, 100% Ronda Rousey? That Liv Morgan's nothing to 100% Ronda Rousey. And that's what I'm terrified the story is. So if that's what they're going to go with, fuck you twice because fans love Liv Morgan. They have wanted this for her for so long. You and I have been nothing but praising and just very encouraging of her. You've seen how she's improved. You've loved that she's gotten more lucha libre stuff in her offense. I think she's very likable. She may not be the best promo, but the thing is, she doesn't need to be because she's so fucking sincere. Like, it's not a character. We're watching her, I feel like, all the time. And that's very endearing when you're as kind and as wonderful as she is. And she's good at what she does. Look, I'm not trying to give a pat on somebody's back because they're nice. She's genuinely good at what she does. And you're going to bitch her out for some transphobic, conspiracy theorist, overrated piece of trash. Like, I'm really done, guys, putting the fucking gloves on when they're putting this crap on me and we got to cover it because this is garbage. And that's why we're skipping this because Ronda doesn't want to be here. Okay, she gets mad when people are better at her at this thing, and rather than not sucking less, she just decides to shoot and be like, "Oh, I could break your arm if I wanted." Like, I don't understand why you'd want this woman anywhere near the title picture. I don't know why you'd want this woman anywhere near your company
Yeah.
over backing somebody like Liv. But what the fuck do I know, right? So I'm hoping Liv retains. God, I am fucking praying for it. But I am thinking that Ronda gets the title back. And if Liv wins, it's either going to be some fluky shit or maybe WWE is getting behind her. And wouldn't that be fucking something? But I'm just going to be pessimistic as shit. I'm going to say Ronda regains the title.
Yeah. All right. I agree. We've agreed on literally everything so far. We both have Logan Paul winning. We both have Bobby Lashley retaining. We both have Liv Morgan retaining. Up next, again, another similar situation where we like parts of the match, but we don't like enough of the match to compel us to watch it. The Mysterios, which is the part that I don't like specifically, versus the Judgment Day. I really like the Judgment Day. They picked the worst possible opponents for them for this match, and it's a no DQ tag match.
Um, God, I feel like I'm so aggro because I feel like I've been going first for all these, but apparently I have a lot more to say than I thought I did. So you know what? Before I do me and do all that, I'd rather you open, but I'd like to open with a question, just kind of orient you in the discussion. I've been hearing rumors from people. A lot of fans are speculating they think Dominic's going to turn on Ray here and join Judgment Day. Do you
God,
think
I
that's going to
hope
happen?
that happens. That would make this so worth it. That would make this match so worth it. And the reason we're not reacting to it is because even if there's only a 10% chance that that doesn't happen, if that doesn't happen, we will have spent way too long on a match that we will not enjoy because we fucking hate the Mysterios.
I see with stuff like that, and again, if Liv somehow by some miracle retains, I have no qualms going back when the show was up on Peacock and just
And
watching it
rewatching.
on our own time.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Hell yeah,
yeah.
for sure. But like, I'm not sitting through a 13-minute Mysterios match under the hope that Dominic will turn on his dad. I'm not doing it.
The only reason I am picking up everything you're laying down. Understand that this is not a challenge. This is just me kind of trying to give credibility to the idea, right? The only way that I could give credence to it, you know, a lot of people are thinking the video packages have been Edge. I agree when I hear the reasoning behind it because to me it's very sound and substantive. Edge loves Ray. I mean, for God's sakes, they were the second ever WWE Tag Team Champions when those got introduced in 2002. You know, they have a long friendship, stuff like that. And I'm thinking if Ray is going to help a babyface Edge, he would need skin in the game. And there's no better skin in the game than, oh my God, my son has joined the bad guys. So I actually do think it's going to happen, but I agree with you. It's not with such certainty that I'm like, am I willing to wager my time on it? No. I will also say this too, just as a general thing, because you and I have been checked out of the WWE product, but apparently Rey Mysterio beat Balor on the Raw of his 20th anniversary celebration, and I just gotta say, like, Mark, I am sorry, and I understand now why you were so upset because you know what? I may have enjoyed to a point the betrayal of Edge and giving Balor this, but like I just need to accept that WWE is never going to respect Finn Balor as much as I respect Balor in my own mind when I'm booking things with him in it.
Yeah.
Like I like Judgment Day conceptually, but when you see how they've booked it with Balor in it, it's kind of lost its legitimacy, and I don't blame Balor for that because we've seen how great of a faction leader he can be. uh, this just ain't it. And I feel like maybe Edge was better because you got to figure a veteran like that coming back under the circumstances he came back with, he probably had a lot more creative control. Like he even said, like we're not doing supernatural shit, and that's why they just outed him. They're like, okay, we won't force you to do it, but it's no longer your faction, which, by the way, is disrespectful as hell in my opinion. But I digress.
Yeah.
So I feel like Judgment Day conceptually, like it's solid, but its execution's lost a lot of luster with what they're doing here. What the fuck? All due respect to Ray. This is not me turning up. This is not me trying to, get the lulls, get the heat. Ray is a legend. Ray is a legend. He's done so many fantastic matches. Hell, even Lucha Underground. I felt like he had some solid fucking matches that we enjoyed. But what the fuck in 2022 is Rey Mysterio doing beating Finn Balor? When one guy is a tag team mid-carder, because that's where Ray is in his career, and there's nothing wrong with that. But Balor is a heel leader of a fucking stable. Like I don't get that, and I don't get how he didn't get in Money in the Bank, and that he didn't win that because they wanted to prioritize theory. It's like you have this guy that I feel like can do anything, and they've just been so disinterested the whole time, and it's really frustrating. So I just wanted to make those general remarks as well because Judgment Day's booking's been kind of frustrating me. You know what I've been able to keep tabs on.
Understandable.
I'm just gonna go Judgment Day, bro, with the Dominic heel turn because it is no disqualification. So that's another thing too. Dom can betray Ray, have it be perfectly legal, and then they pick the scraps and they win. So I'll go Judgment Day.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing, right? Is like Edge, when he was creating Judgment Day, was winning a lot. And even now, Judgment Day can win this match. And it's like, oh man, we all wanted WWE to start building up these new things, like the new performers, new factions, by having them actually win matches. And Judgment Day's actually winning matches, but they only win because they keep getting new members that help them win. So does it really fucking count?
Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah,
God
Judgment Day is
damn.
winning, and I agree with you. But again, it's like I like to kind of imagine all possibilities. And again, even if there's only like a 10 or 20% chance that this happens, I don't want to live in a world where we sit through this entire match and the Mysterios win and they're like celebrating afterwards. And you and I are just like, well, fuck. Fuck everything about that. That was horrible. Why did we watch this? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Basically, any
Absolutely.
match where the finish, like where our happiness to enjoy the match is exclusively dependent on the finish of the match, I don't want to watch it, you know?
Yeah,
Anyway,
absolutely.
so yeah, then the only other match that we are definitely, well, I shouldn't say definitely not, but we're more on the fence about leaning towards not reacting to is the Usos versus the Street Profits. Jeff Jarrett is a special guest referee, and John, I don't know if you saw this, but apparently tonight on SmackDown, one of the Usos super kicked Jeff Jarrett, and that pissed him off quite a bit.
Oh, wow. See, this is why I fucking hate this shit, man. It's not that hard. Fuck.
Apparently, it was an
Especially because,
accident. Apparently, it was an accident. They didn't do it like just like for funsies. It was an accident, but like something tells me, yeah, Jeff Jarrett is going to end up, and this is so fucking backwards too. Something tells me Jeff Jarrett's going to end up screwing the Usos and helping the Street Profits win the tag titles when the Street Profits have been chasing these for how long now? And it takes old ass Jeff Jarrett to help them win the fucking things. I hate that.
yeah. Dude, it's just, I love their match at Money in the Bank. I thought it was a great fucking match with a clever finish, I might add, because the shoulder was up and they were making umbrage about it, like my shoulder was up. What the fuck? And I thought it worked. Thought it was good stuff. So you'd think, okay, it's SummerSlam, Big Four. I honestly, and I'm being dead serious when I say this to you guys, I wouldn't mind if this tag match got 30 fucking minutes and was one of the marquee matches of the pay per view. The big blow off of the two best teams in the fucking business going at it to see who the undisputed tag team champions are.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it should have been to me. The moment you introduce Jarrett, it again, and now you're telling me about this tease night where like, oh, they accidentally super kicked him, and Jarrett's mad, and it's like, fuck, man, like, why? Jarrett was never even known for tag team wrestling. Like, even if you had to do a special guest referee, which I'm vehemently against, why not do like somebody that was known for being in a tag team? I don't. Anyway,
It's like those fucking memes where it's like, everybody, can we please have an Usos Street Profits rematch where the Street Profits actually win the tag titles, please? WWE. Okay, everybody. Yay, this is perfect. Please keep this the way it is and change nothing about it. WWE. Jeff Jarrett.
yeah, yeah.
They almost gave us what we wanted. It's like the old thing that Paul Heyman said about Vince. Vince McMahon will give you anything you want except the thing you want most.
Yeah. Would you believe I'm actually tempted to say like Usos retain?
That's
Like, and they
fair. No,
shouldn't.
that's fair. Yeah, I already locked it in. I'm picking Street Profits to win in fuck shit. But yeah, you can pick the Usos.
You know what, bro? I think I'm just gonna join you though, because then I think I'm gonna make the same mistake that WWE is making. That's overthinking it. Because like again, you just had to give us a fucking tag match, so I'll go fucking Street Profits.
All
God
right.
damn it! I love them. It's not them. It's everything surrounding them.
Then we get
Uh,
around to our singles match: Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin. Obviously, we're gonna be rooting for McAfee to win this match, but just getting to see McAfee in the ring again is gonna be such a treat. I fucking love that dude. He's so good.
it is. I'm not even gonna take the piss too much out of Corbin. Like again, he is a very safe, solid worker. I think it's a good opponent for McAfee on that level. I missed when he was poor. That's just what it is for me. I want to see
It's
him.
almost like character progression, even in a more episodic show, can be a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I just wanted a few more vignettes where Corbin is just banging cans of Chef Boyardee on the street, and I don't know if that speaks to my
Doesn't even
sadism or
own a
just what.
microwave to nuke it in. Just opens it and eats it with a fucking plastic fork cold.
Yeah, exactly. He was really doing genuinely great stuff with it. I just think Happy Corbin wins because I don't know what WWE kind of envisions with McAfee. He obviously is killing it as a commentator, and I'll give McAfee this credit too. He's bringing the best out of Cole. Cole has gotten better since McAfee's joined the table. I'm telling you guys, that call Michael Cole did, if I can speak, when Liv Morgan won the title, one of the best calls I've heard from him in the last few years.
It's like
And I
his
think again,
passion has been coming back. Like McAfee has resparked his passion.
yeah, definitely. Definitely. So I don't mind McAfee wrestling. but I don't know how I feel about him, like, kind of going back and forth, especially if he's just going to keep eating L's, because then it's like, what's the point? Like, I'm seeing a guy do a moonsault, sure, but, like, he's not winning. But I am just going to go with Happy Corbin getting the win here.
Yeah, same actually. I do think Corbin will win here. I'm rooting for McAfee. I'll be stoked as hell if he does win, but I expect Corbin to win.
Yep, all right.
I will also say, as far as Michael Cole goes, I feel like all those years of doing ad reads for the WWE network had to drain his soul so hard.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can definitely imagine.
And then before that, even the WWE app. Oh my God, how obnoxious were those years? Fuck.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh Jesus.
And apparently, um, wait, I'm confused, Abel. Can you explain what you mean by that? Abel just said McAfee beat Theory, so he can maybe become number 100. Did McAfee beat Theory tonight, or was that like a recent thing,
I
or is
think
that
Abel's
like
referring to
throwaway?
Mania, if you remember, because didn't McAfee beat Theory at Mania, and then Vince had to beat McAfee?
Oh, that's right. Oh my God, that would be fucking hilarious. I'm still picking Corbin regardless. Let's get to our double main event here. We've got Bianca, Becky, and Roman Brock. Do you want to predict one or the other first or last or anything order
I'm
wise?
just gonna let's do women's first because I'll keep it really simple. I think they should run it back, except Bianca beats Becky in 20, what was it, 26 seconds,
Quickly.
25 seconds?
Just quickly, I think in general, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I
Like
pretty much agree
Becky,
with you. I pretty much agree with you. That would make a lot of sense. It would be. But you know what? There's also a part of me that's like, I hope that they tease like that's going to happen, or that they tease that Becky's going to do it, and then they tease like Bianca's going to do it, and we get kickouts of finishers, and then we get into an actual match that just is like a 15-minute banger, you know?
that's probably what they're gonna do, but I'm not gonna lie. Becky's been tilting her fucking face off,
Yeah.
so it'd be amazing to me if she just swung wildly because she's so like off her game just because of all her setbacks. And she's like, I gotta end it quickly. My comeback. And she goes and Bianca just hits a KOD, and then that's it. And then that just completes the nervous breakdown of Becky Lynch. And then I don't know where we go from there, but
Yeah.
could be interesting.
Becky's breaking. I will also say we're closing in on draft season. Draft season's like September, October-ish.
Yeah. Yeah, no, dude, like that's the thing. That's why I feel like the match is short. I'm not just saying it for the lulls, and I'm not even really just saying it again because they did it last year, but with Becky being the one making it short. You can just see that Becky's on the decline.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I feel like that would just push her over the fucking edge. So yeah, Bianca wins in a squash match. That's my prediction.
I'm also going to pick Bianca to win, but I'm hoping that it's a fake squash that turns into a real match that ends up being an absolute banger. We'll see, though.
I should point out to you that Foster is correct. They did kind of do that at Mania a little bit. So I wonder if they would do that again for SummerSlam. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I'm sure they did. Yeah, I think I even remember that, but maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe it will just be a Bianca beating her real quick with a KOD. Let's get to our main event. I mean, we're both picking Bianca regardless. Let's get to the main event, though. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. Honestly, dude, I genuinely have it in my soul that Brock is fucking winning here, and then Theory's cashing in, and like I don't know. I feel like Theory's gonna fail. I feel like Theory's gonna try and cash in on Brock and just fail, and Brock's just gonna be the champion then.
Um, so are you locking that in?
No, like I said, I'm feeling it in my soul though. Like it's like there's a gut feeling. This is like this is bigger than a gut feeling. This is a soul feeling.
I'm just gonna let you know what I'm thinking, and then maybe you'll like reach some consensus within
Yeah,
yourself about what you want to
yeah.
do. So I'm gonna keep this short and sweet, like I feel like I've been doing. I'm proud of myself that I'm not too verbose, unless I want to rant. Um, I think Roman retains here. I actually do agree with you about Theory, like failing to cash in. I even wonder if Theory will cash in because he got bitched out by both guys on the lead up to this, so he might be a little gun shy. But the reason why I'm adamant about Roman retaining, WWE tonight on SmackDown had a number one contenders match for Clash at the Castle. Drew won that. He beat Sheamus. It was him versus Sheamus. Drew's already beaten Brock. He's
Yes.
proven he can beat Brock.
True.
I don't think he's ever beaten Reigns one-on-one. That's the selling point. He's never beaten Roman
Yeah.
because Roman beat him that one Survivor Series when
Yeah.
he was Universal Champion and Drew was WWE Champion. And I don't think Drew's ever really gotten his win back. So I'm convinced in my soul. It's funny that you were like, I feel it in my soul. I'm convinced in my soul the marquee match for Clash at the Castle is Drew Roman for the Universal Championship. and Drew is going to end that reign, which has been hella fucking long. So Roman beats Brock here. Plus, the only thing that I would give for Brock winning, but I actually feel like they're going to subvert that and go somewhere else. They've really been stressing this is Brock's last shot at the championship. So to me, in one way, that kind of telegraphs, oh, maybe he will just win because it's like, oh, yeah, you did it. But I don't know. Brock doesn't need a title. And I'd be curious what they would do with Brock if he couldn't be in the championship picture anymore. Would he get drafted to a show where he could vie for that title? Was it both titles that are off the table? That's
Brock
still a bit
gets drafted
ambiguous.
in NXT.
Yeah. Oh my, that'd be fucking hysterical, bro. Him versus Braun Breaker. Holy
yeah.
fuck. But yeah, I mean, Brock doesn't need it. Yeah. Brock doesn't need a championship. So you know what? Even knowing that it's Brock's last chance at a championship, which I wanted to remind you of that in case you want to double down on Brock, I'm still kind of doubling down on Roman, even knowing that information. So yeah, Roman retains. We get Roman Drew at Clash at the Castle. Drew wins the Universal Championship. Finally in front of a fucking crowd, which he deserves.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna cave. I'm gonna pick Roman to retain, and then hopefully drop it to Drew at Clash.
Yes, my logic was sound enough to convert. Excellent.
I just don't know what Brock does from here unless he just goes home and stays there.
Dude, what if he went after Theory for the briefcase? What if that's what he fucking does?
What if?
And then we get.
I mean, I was thinking Theory would cash in on SummerSlam. That's like I'm firmly under the belief that Theory's cashing in. I just, it's just a matter of whether he fails or not. And obviously, you and I both think he's gonna fail.
Yeah, well, that's where I'm torn. Like, if we're treating as a separate discussion, does
cash in at Clash?
Possibly, because okay, I'm of two minds if we're having a separate discussion about the cash in, right? On one hand, like, and I'm speaking purely in kayfabe. If you're Theory, you've gotten bitched out twice, so you could have two reactions to that. I don't want none of this, especially for Brock. Dude, Brock beat the fucking shit out of him. So you're either thinking, I don't want none of this, or my daddy may not be here, meaning Vince, but I am a man. I need to prove myself, and he tries to cash in anyway, and he fails.
See, and that right there is the logic that I feel like the Theory character would use in the way that WWE would write him. Is like, you might have gotten me once, but I'm a bad guy, so I can ignore that and brush it off and pretend like I'm better than you anyway. So fuck you, I'm cashing in. Yeah!
I have to say, before I respond to that seriously, your feigned haughtiness with the little breaths in between, like, I imagine him talking to himself like that in the mirror, hyping himself
I know,
up.
dude.
They think they're better than me?
That's exactly what I'm doing, too. That's like my best impression of a WWE-style chicken shit heel.
He's like, hyping himself in the mirror. I ain't scared. They're scared of me! Shannon, like, oh, God. So what does he do?
Part of me thinks he's gonna wait and cash in at Clash.
Dude, here's why I agree with you, right? Or let me rephrase that. Here's why I'm inclined to agree with you. Because I think, Drew, could we agree, just fast forward, I know we're not there yet, and I know things can change, but in this moment, would you agree with me that because of the fucking pop, Drew beats Roman, ending that long-ass Universal title reign at Clash?
Yep.
So then, what better way to get nuclear fucking heat on Theory, and that's why I'm inclined to agree with you. Because Drew does all that.
Though, dude, I still, part of me still thinks that even if Theory cashes in on Drew after Drew wins the title at Clash, that he would still fail. I really
want him
like. We've got to remember, this isn't like just the WWE title or just the world title. This is the fucking unified. It's the undisputed. Like, this is the top title in WWE, and there is nothing even close to it. They're not going to put that title in a green Austin Theory just because Vince liked him.
Yeah, and especially now that he's out the door. Like, I want to see him fail so bad. I even heard some rumors that Cena would cost him his cash in like he did with Corbin a few years ago.
That would be perfect, honestly. Like, it literally, it would be fucking hilarious if there was like a little bit of a build-up between Cena and Theory, maybe just like one or two little exchanges, maybe like some Twitter exchanges, and then like one very brief, like one or two lines exchanged via the mic on an episode of Raw, and then we do Clash. Theory's music hits. He hands the briefcase off. He gets in the ring. Bell rings. Cena's music hits. It distracts Theory. He's not even there. He doesn't even have to show up. Just have his music play. It distracts Theory. Theory turns around into a Claymore 1, 2, 3, and we're done.
I will tell you all right now, because I have the least amount of self-respect and self-worth of anybody I've ever known in my life. If Cena costs Theory that fucking briefcase, I may be tempted to buy a C Nation hat and a t-shirt, classic, when Cena was at the height of his fucking power, and wear it and take pics for all of you.
Yeah.
Just because, like, goddamn, my fucking hero. Like, holy shit.
Wait, another option that I thought of though was what if Theory versus Cena for the briefcase happens at Clash?
Honestly, if that were to happen at Clash as a match, I would go with Theory to win just to give him the rub.
Theory retains the briefcase, but then Cena costs him the briefcase at the end of the night. Oh my god.
I mean, come on. We know Cena can be a master troll
Petty
when he wants to be.
motherfucker, yes.
Yes. So,
Uh,
because we've talked about a lot, just to kind of recenter the conversation, what I'm going to say on the cash in front, Theory does not cash in at SummerSlam. He's going to try and cash in at Clash on Drew, because I'm thinking right now he beats Roman Reigns, who I'm predicting for the main event. And honestly, I got to finish this out before I hand it to you to kind of center your side. Does he succeed or not? I think WWE is a lot like TNA, where they'll go with the nuclear heat in the moment without thinking about the bigger picture. So I'm actually going to say that Theory would succeed. I hate it. I hate it. But yeah, I think he would beat an
I feel like
exhausted Drew
that's a
McIntyre.
Vince move, but would Triple H do that? Because he's in charge of creative right now.
That is true. Fuck it, I'll say that he fails because I want to believe that Triple H wouldn't do that. But if he would, we're going to have words. Mainly me adding him on Twitter, giving him words because that would suck. So, what are
You're
you
gonna have
locking in
your
on the cash in
Samantha
front?
moment with Triple H.
Yeah. Yo, Huntereth, what's going on?
All right. Well, I think we're done. I think that we covered everything.
But just to like reiterate your position so it's crystal clear to everybody, you're not thinking cash in at SummerSlam. You are thinking one at Clash, and it's a failed cash in.
Correct.
Okay, then that's it. Yeah, we're good.
All right. Well, if that's the case, do you have any final parting words before we close out of here and get on with our night?
No, I think I'm good actually. So, thank you guys for joining us, and yeah, I'll leave a like if you follow, subscribe for the bell icon. So you don't miss anything on this. Check out everything we're involved in the description box. Follow us on Twitter and Twitch because we are the best wrestling podcast in all the IWC. And yeah, be sure to tune in tomorrow. We're doing G1 Climax Day 8 at 5 live reactions. And we're doing selective SummerSlam. Oh yeah, I guess that's another thing too, just to reiterate to close out. So how many matches are we reacting to? We're doing the main event,
Three,
Theory
right?
Corbin, or
McAfee, Corbin, Bianca
Bianca
Becky, and
Becky.
Roman Brock.
Yeah. So yeah, those three matches. And yeah, that'll be at 8 p.m. that we're live racking sporadically throughout. So the match times will probably be all throughout. But yeah, you guys will be able to join us there. And that's it. So I'm going to hand it over to Ash and take us home.
All right, everyone. We hope you enjoyed. We will see you again tomorrow for some G1 and then SummerSlam, of course, the matches that we'll be reacting to. We just went over. We hope to see you there. And of course, in order for that to happen, you're going to have to remember. Oh, actually, and before I do say this, hopefully those of you that are still here and those of you that are watching this on a VOD, be sure to post your predictions down in the comments. I don't know, John, if you mentioned that, but I do love seeing it when people post their predictions down below. Once this video is finished processing, you can post your predictions down there. I love being able to see those and be able to compare afterwards. It's a lot of fun. So now, all that being said, we hope that you're all able to remember to stay tuned.